Hey, it's Tommy. Let me ask you a question that might change how you think about your car forever. Do you honestly believe it's possible to drive a car for 500,000 miles? I'm not just talking about limping it along. I mean driving it with confidence, without those soul-crushing unexpected repair bills that drain your bank account and ruin your entire month. Most people would laugh at that idea. They've been conditioned to think a car is doing well if it makes it to 150,000 miles before it starts nickel and diming them to death. They see cars as nothing more than household appliances with a built-in expiration date designed to be traded in and replaced every few years. But I'm here to tell you, that's one of the biggest lies ever sold to the American public. It's a lie created by car manufacturers who need you to keep buying new cars to keep their profits up, and it's reinforced by a culture that treats everything as disposable. The honest truth is your car is not a toaster, it's a magnificent piece of engineering, and with the right care, the right mindset, it can last longer than you ever thought possible. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Cars with 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles on the odometer, still running as smoothly as the day they left the factory. And it's never because of luck. It's because their owners, the smart ones, followed a set of simple but absolutely non-negotiable habits. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and give you 17 of those habits. These aren't industry secrets, and they certainly aren't magic. They are the fundamental, unshakable rules of car ownership that will save you thousands upon thousands of dollars and keep your car on the road for a generation. So if you're tired of the endless cycle of car payments and the dread of a check engine light, you need to pay very close attention to every single word I'm about to say. And before we get into the nitty-gritty, do me a favor and tell me in the comments, what's the one car you've owned that you truly regret selling? I bet we all have a story about the one that got away. And while you're thinking about that, make sure you stick around until the end, because habit number 1 is the one that ties everything together, and it's the habit that most people completely overlook. Habit 17 is what I call the 5,000-mile oil change religion, and we're starting with it because it is the absolute cornerstone of a long-lasting engine. If you ignore this one habit, nothing else I'm about to tell you will matter one bit. Your car's manufacturer might print in the owner's manual that you can go 10,000, 15,000, or even 20,000 miles between oil changes. Let me be crystal clear. That is a marketing gimmick, not a mechanical recommendation. Their primary concern is to advertise a low cost of ownership, to get the car through its warranty period, not to see it reach 500,000 miles. After 35 years of having my hands inside engines, I can tell you with 100% certainty that clean, high-quality oil is the single most important factor in engine longevity. Oil does 4 critical jobs. It lubricates the moving parts to prevent metal-on-metal contact. It cools the engine by carrying heat away from the combustion chamber. It cleans the engine by suspending dirt and combustion byproducts, and it protects against corrosion. Over time, oil breaks down and loses its ability to do all of these things effectively. This is why you must adopt the 5,000-mile oil change religion. That means every 5,000 miles or every 6 months, whichever comes first, you are changing that oil and filter without exception. Use a high-quality full synthetic oil that meets or exceeds the manufacturer's specifications. It's the cheapest and best insurance you can possibly buy for the heart of your car. Habit 16 is checking your tyre pressure every single month without fail. Your tyres are the only part of your car that actually touches the road, and their condition affects everything from your fuel economy to your braking distance and overall safety on the highway. Driving on underinflated tyres is like trying to run a marathon in shoes that are 2 sizes too big. It creates a massive amount of excess friction and heat, which not only wastes fuel but also causes the tyres to wear out unevenly and dangerously fast. According to the US Department of Energy, you can improve your gas mileage by up to 3% simply by keeping your tyres inflated to the proper pressure. You need to buy a good quality digital or dial tyre pressure gauge, not those cheap inaccurate pencil style ones, and get in the habit of checking your tyres once a month, first thing in the morning when they are cold. The correct pressure isn't printed on the tyre itself. That's the maximum pressure the tyre can handle. The pressure your specific car needs is listed on a sticker inside your driver's door jamb. Habit 15 is rotating your tyres with every single oil change. This is a simple one, but it's amazing how many people neglect it entirely. The tyres on the front of your car wear out much faster than the ones on the back, especially on a front-wheel drive vehicle, because they handle all the forces of steering and the majority of the braking. By moving the tyres from front to back and swapping them side to side in the correct pattern every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, you ensure that they all wear down at an even rate. This simple habit can literally double the lifespan of a set of tyres, saving you hundreds of dollars and ensuring your car handles predictably and safely in all conditions, whether it's dry pavement or pouring rain. Habit 14 is replacing your engine's air filter at least once a year. Your engine is essentially a giant air pump, and it needs to breathe in a massive amount of clean air to run efficiently. For every gallon of fuel your engine burns, it needs about 10,000 gallons of air. The engine air filter is the first and only line of defense that keeps abrasive dust, dirt, and debris from getting sucked into your engine cylinders, where it would act like sandpaper, grinding away at your piston rings and cylinder walls. A clogged air filter is like forcing your engine to breathe through a straw. It suffocates the engine, robbing it of power, killing your fuel economy, and forcing it to work harder than it should. I check the air filter every time I change the oil by holding it up to a bright light, and I replace it at least once a year, or even more frequently if I'm driving on dirt roads or in a particularly dusty city. Habit 13 is flushing your engine's coolant every 3 to 5 years. The coolant or antifreeze in your radiator does a lot more than just keep your engine from overheating in the summer and freezing in the winter. It's also blended with a sophisticated package of corrosion inhibitors that protect all the different metals inside your cooling system, from the aluminum in the radiator and cylinder, heads to the iron in the engine block. Over time, these inhibitors get used up, and the coolant can become acidic, at which point it starts to eat away at your cooling system from the inside out. I've seen radiators that looked like Swiss cheese because the owner never flushed the coolant. A coolant flush is a simple, inexpensive service that prevents thousands of dollars in potential damage to your radiator, water pump, and head gaskets. Habit 12 is changing your brake fluid every 2 to 3 years, and this is a huge one that almost everyone, including many mechanics, ignores completely. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, which is a fancy way of saying it absorbs moisture directly from the surrounding air through microscopic pores in your brake hoses. As that moisture content increases, it dramatically lowers the boiling point of the fluid. Fresh .3 brake fluid boils at around 400 degrees Fahrenheit, but with just 3% water content, that boiling point can drop below 300 degrees. This can lead to a terrifying situation where, during heavy braking, the fluid boils inside your brake lines, creating air bubbles. Suddenly your brake pedal goes soft and sinks to the floor, and you lose your ability to stop. Beyond that critical safety issue, the moisture also causes internal corrosion in your expensive ABS module, your brake lines, and your calipers, leading to costly repairs. A brake fluid flush is a non-negotiable safety and maintenance item that you simply cannot afford to skip. Habit 11 is performing a transmission fluid drain and fill every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. You need to forget everything you've heard about lifetime transmission fluid. The only lifetime the manufacturer is concerned with is the lifetime of the warranty, not the lifetime of your car. Your transmission is one of the most complex and expensive components in your car, and its fluid breaks down with heat and gets contaminated with microscopic metal shavings and clutch material over time. Simple drain and fill, where you just drain out what's in the pan and refill it with fresh, correct spec fluid, is the best way to ensure a long and healthy life for your transmission. I strongly advise against high-pressure flushes on higher mileage vehicles, as they can dislodge debris and push it into the valve body, causing more harm than good. Habit 10 is replacing your spark plugs according to the manufacturer's schedule, without stretching it even a little bit. Spark plugs are a small and relatively cheap part, but they have a massive impact on your engine's overall health and efficiency. As a spark plug wears out, the gap the spark has to jump gets wider, resulting in a weaker spark. This weak spark leads to incomplete combustion, which causes misfires, poor fuel economy, and hesitation. Worse yet, that unburned fuel gets dumped into your exhaust system, where it can overheat and destroy your catalytic converter, a repair that can easily cost over $2,000. I've seen $60 worth of worn spark plugs lead to $3,000 in damage. Modern iridium and platinum plugs can last up to 100,000 miles, but don't push your luck. Replace them as a set and use quality parts from brands like NGK or Denso. Habit 9 is inspecting your serpentine belt at every oil change. This long winding rubber belt is the lifeblood of your engine's accessories. It drives your alternator, your power steering pump, your air conditioning compressor, and often your water pump. If that belt snaps while you're driving, you lose all of those things at once, and you will be stranded on the side of the road. At every oil change, take a flashlight and look at the belt for any signs of cracking, fraying, or glazing on the smooth side. I strongly recommend replacing it preventively every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, and always replace the belt tensioner at the same time, because a weak tensioner will cause belt slippage and destroy a new belt in no time. Habit 8 is keeping your battery terminals clean and tight. That crusty white or blue fuzzy stuff you see growing on your battery terminals is corrosion, typically lead sulfate, and it acts as an electrical insulator. It prevents your battery from receiving a full charge from the alternator, and it chokes off the flow of power to your starter motor. This can lead to a frustrating no-start situation and can significantly shorten the life of both your battery and your alternator. A simple cleaning with a wire brush and a mixture of baking soda and water once or twice a year is all it takes to prevent this problem entirely. Habit 7 is replacing your battery proactively every 4 to 5 years. Don't wait for your battery to leave you stranded in a dark parking lot on the coldest night of the year. Car batteries have a finite lifespan, and they degrade slowly over time as the lead plates inside corrode and the electrolyte weakens. Replacing it before it fails is a smart, proactive move that not only prevents the inconvenience of being stranded, but also avoids the immense stress that a weak, struggling battery puts on your car's entire electrical system, especially the alternator, which has to work overtime to compensate for a dying battery. Habit 6 is waging a relentless war on rust, especially if you live in a state where it snows and they treat the roads with salt. Rust is the automotive cancer that will kill your car long before the engine or transmission gives out. Salt accelerates the oxidation process, and once rust takes hold, it spreads relentlessly through the metal. You must wash your car's undercarriage regularly throughout the winter to blast away the corrosive salt. For the ultimate protection, invest in an annual oil-based undercoating treatment from a brand like Fluid Film or Wool Wax. This creates a self-healing, moisture-repelling barrier that saves your car's subframe, brake lines, and body panels from rotting away into oblivion. Habit 5 is to never, ever ignore a warning light on your dashboard. That little check engine light isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's your car's onboard computer screaming at you that something is wrong. Ignoring it is the fastest way to turn a small, cheap fix, like a $50 faulty oxygen sensor or a loose gas cap, into a catastrophic multi-$1,000 repair bill for a new catalytic converter or a damaged engine. You can get the codes read for free at almost any auto parts store, which gives you the information you need to address the problem immediately before it snowballs into something much worse. Habit 4 is learning to listen to your car's language. Turn the radio off once in a while, crack the windows, and just pay attention to what your car is telling you. Is there a new squeak, a rattle, or a vibration that wasn't there yesterday? Does something smell funny, like burning oil or sweet coolant? These are all clues that your car is giving you, telling you that something is amiss. A high-pitched squeal when you hit the brakes is the wear indicator on your brake pads telling you they are worn out. A rhythmic clicking sound when you turn is often a sign of a failing CV joint. A whining noise that changes with engine speed could be a power steering pump running low on fluid. Catching these things early is the absolute key to cheap and simple repairs. Habit 3 is to avoid excessive idling at all costs. Idling is a silent killer for modern engines. When your engine is idling, it's not running at its optimal temperature, which leads to inefficient combustion, carbon buildup on your intake valves, and fuel dilution of your engine oil. It's especially hard on modern emissions components like the catalytic converter. The rule is simple. If you're going to be stopped for more than a minute, shut the engine off. Don't sit in the driveway for 20 minutes warming up your car in the winter. Your engine will warm up much faster by driving it gently than it will by sitting. They're idling and wasting fuel. Habit 2 is to always use top-tier certified gasoline. I know it's tempting to save a few cents per gallon by going to the cheapest no-name gas station, but not all gasoline is created equal. Gasoline that is certified as top-tier contains a significantly higher concentration of high-quality detergent additives that are specifically designed to keep your fuel injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers clean from carbon deposits. Major brands like Shell, Chevron, Exxon, and Costco all meet top-tier standards. It might cost a tiny bit more at the pump, but it pays for itself many times over in better fuel economy and by preventing the need for expensive fuel system cleaning services down the road. And finally, habit number 1, The single habit that ties all the others together is to keep a detailed and accurate maintenance logbook. Your memory will fail you. You will not remember when you last changed the transmission fluid or replaced the spark plugs. You need to write everything down, the date, the mileage, and exactly what service was performed. A simple spiral notebook that you keep in your glove box is all you need. This logbook becomes your car's biography, and it's the most powerful tool you have for staying on top of maintenance, spotting potential problems, and if you ever decide to sell your car, it's the best sales tool you could possibly have, proving to the next owner that the car has been loved and meticulously cared for throughout its entire life. So there you have it. 17 habits that will take your car to 500,000 miles and beyond. It's not about being cheap, it's about being smart. It's about treating your car with the respect it deserves and understanding that proactive maintenance is always cheaper than reactive repair. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these habits are you already doing, and which ones are you going to start implementing today? Drop your answer in the comments below because I read every single one of them and I love hearing from you. If you found this helpful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. I'm here every week to help you save money and keep your car on the road for the long haul. Don't get ripped off. I'll see you in the next one.